Welcome to I Am the Monad Tarot. Thank you so much for choosing me and trusting me with your reading. I certainly hope and pray that all is well. Thank you for all your likes, your shares, your comments, your subscribes. Welcome to new members. Welcome to new subscribers. Welcome to those who are returning. I appreciate your love and support. Become a member here at I Am the Monad Tarot, where we have early access to videos, members only videos, as well as personal monthly readings. I'll be doing your reading here from the Rider-Waite Tarot. Let me get you some good shuffles in, and we will begin your reading. Here we have a nice, let me get you a nice three-way split. Let's get into it. You've been combating a lot here, okay? But you've been standing on solid ground. I'm here footing it, okay? The whole time doing it. All right. Things, you may have been doing this during a time period where things had decreased in your life, things that you wanted or were waiting for or were desiring or, trying to build for yourself were not coming in. May have had some financial difficulties, okay? You might have even been like on, getting some kind of assistance, okay, for financial assistance, maybe food assistance, things of that nature. Okay, and I just feel like you were living in a time where you were not satisfied. Okay, you were not happy. I don't want to say maybe not happy. Okay, but not content as far as maybe emotionally fulfilled. The desires of your heart. Okay, we're not coming in. We're not coming into fruition. But yet, and still, I feel like with the Three of Swords here in reverse. Okay, that can feel heartbreaking. Okay, but I feel like the reason it's in reverse is because you kept pushing forward, kept moving forward despite it all, because we do have the Seven of Wands upright. Okay, all of these things were coming at you, maybe that and then some. Okay, but you did not allow these things like to destroy you, okay, or to make you quit. You might have had some regrets about things. Okay, you might have, felt like, well, if I had have done this or if I'd have done that, if I'd have made different choices, different decisions, okay, I wouldn't be, I'm here like fumbling in this mess, or things would be different. Okay, I would have the desires of my heart. Okay, my goals would have come into place, they would have come into fruition by now. I wouldn't need, this extra assistance for money, for food, maybe shelter, so on and so forth, okay? So you may have had some regrets in that regard, but I also feel, it's still this thing of, I'm not going to let it defeat me. I'm not going to let it tear me down, all right? I'm not going to stay caged up, realizing that those were the choices I made, those were the decisions I made, and here I am. But you did not walk away from yourself. You did not walk away from the things that you love. All right, you may not have even had any I'm hearing commitment, okay, in regards to romantic relationships, possibly even solid friendships, okay, or solid relationships as well. And you may have felt like you didn't really have many choices. Like, what can I do? Okay. Maybe you were getting older. Maybe you felt like, what way can I go? And you may have felt like, too, that every time you tried to do something, it just, just wouldn't take. You understand what I'm saying? Or you may have felt like, if you didn't feel like necessarily you didn't have any choices, you may have felt like, well, I just really don't know what to do at this point. One thing's for certain, and two for sure, you didn't listen to any kind of negative self-talk, at least not for too long. Okay, we all gonna have some negative self-talk, okay? But what do we do with it? Do we bask in it and just drown in it, okay? Or do we just pick ourselves up and say, okay, enough of that, enough of the stinking thinking, let me pick myself up and move forward, okay? So I feel like you may you were not listening to any kind of negative self-talk, and maybe, telling yourself that you hated yourself. I don't love myself. I ain't worth a damn. That kind of thing. Okay, because once again, Seven of Wands upright. All these things are coming at me, but I'm not going to let it destroy me. Yeah, I have some regrets, but I'm not going to stay there. All right? Okay, I'm not going to walk away from, the love that I have for myself. I'm going to pick myself up, keep on going. May not have had a lot of support, may not have had strong friendships, so on and so forth. And once again, may have felt like, well, I don't even know what to do. I don't have any options. I don't have any choices. You just may not have seen a way. But at the same time, I'm not going to put it in my head and tell myself I don't love myself, and, so on and so forth. Okay? I feel like you may have gotten into this King of Swords energy. Put your thinking cap on. You understand what I'm saying? Let me see something for a second. Yeah. Put your thinking cap on. Okay. Thinking, give clear thinking, intellectual power, truth, and fair judgment. Being fair with yourself. Not just berating yourself. Not just beating yourself up. Not just putting yourself down, but let me think clear here. Okay, and focus. And this may be a situation that you're in now. Okay, but definitely not betraying yourself. By not loving yourself, okay? By destroying yourself with, again, negative words, negative self-talk, negative belief I'm hearing. Okay, despite all these obstacles, despite all these challenges, okay, that were placed in your way, placed at your feet, here. I'm here like, what are you going to do with it here? Now, you might have, let's see. There might have been people that may have looked at you while you were going through all this, or possibly if you're going through it now, that might have looked at you and thought, you're ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Thought it, and maybe talked amongst themselves, but didn't. And some people may have said it to you in so many words. Okay, like, why don't you just give it up? I don't know. What are you supposed to give up? Life? What? And then what are you supposed to do? Okay. They might have looked at you as like naive, childish, silly, because despite all the obstacles that were placed in your way, despite all the obstacles placed at your feet, again, you didn't give up on yourself. Okay? You didn't just go sit somewhere in a corner and just rot and just say, fuck it. Okay? I'm just through. I'm just nothing. I'm just nobody. No, you didn't do that. And you may have, continued on moving forward, taking a leap of faith, knowing, I have a purpose. I'm here for a reason. No matter the obstacles that are placed at my feet. Part of the clear thinking, too, that may have come in, one thing that really helps when you're going through these tough, difficult times, I don't care if it's just a blurb. If you just read a blurb about people who are successful, that we may look at it as successful, and read their story. Even if you only know a little. I'm not saying go out and get a whole novel and their whole biography and whatnot. No, just, or autobiography or whatever. Maybe watch a documentary on some of these people, or and some of the most successful people. Even you may look at your own family or people that you know personally who hit some really rough times, but now look at them. That's a part of allowing yourself to think clearly, and not judge yourself so harshly, because when you see some of those people, it's just amazing to me. You see some of those people and you listen to their stories, it's like, and you hear some of the shit that some of the most successful people have gone through. A lot of times all we see is the end product, we see the success, but we don't know their story. And if you listen to some of those stories, it's amazing. It's amazing, some of the really hard, tough times that they went through, how many times they failed, but they got back up again, and they kept going, and they kept going, and they kept going, and I like some of those stories of like older people, like your grandparents, or older aunties, uncles, or just older friends. Listen to some of their, the life journey here on earth. Sometimes I can feel like, it really stinks. But then there are times I just like, it's just, for me, sometimes it's just like so invigorating just to listen to people's life, listen to their stories, listen to them, and just, get all caught up in who they are. You get what I'm saying? In a positive way, like, as opposed to just seeing, numbers, or just like people like they're inanimate objects or some shit like that. No, and just talking to them and them sharing their life with you and what they've been through and where they are and what they're going through and where they were. And it's just like, what was a song they used to sing in church? Y'all know me with my gospel songs. Trouble don't last. Hey. Doom, doom, doom. Trouble don't last always. Trouble don't last. Trouble don't last always. I don't know the rest of the words. But how true is that? How true is that? You understand what I'm saying? And especially when you listen to them, they didn't allow themselves to fall victim, and just wallow in the depth of despair. Like lady who raised me, she was, when she was amazing, she was amazing. And she would give me some really, really excellent life tools. And sometimes, like when I was in college, I'd be calling her crying about God knows what. You know what I'm saying? That age. And I'm crying. And she would tell me, it's okay to cry. It's okay to, to feel the grief, the heartache, the sadness, but don't stay there. Because she said, if you stay there, you go down further and further and further, and it can be too difficult to come out. It's wonderful. She presented me with some serious challenges, but at the same time, she gave me some really awesome words of wisdom and tools, to help me through life. And I will never forget that about her. So I'm just saying that to say, those things like, it's all, yeah, these things, and this is life's journey. We got the yin, we got the yang, and when we look at that symbol and we understand that symbol, they are intertwined. You got a little bit of the black in the white, and a little bit of the white in the black, and it's a circle, so it turns. So what may at one point be black, now it becomes white, and what at one point was white, now it becomes black, but a little bit of each is mixed in the other. You understand what I'm saying? So we're going to have these rough, aspects of our journeys here in this life, and we're going to have, some beautiful aspects as well. So be that quote unquote, that fool that, with the, the understanding of it's tough, it's difficult at times. Look, I'm about to jump off this cliff if I don't watch my step. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same time, look at the sun. Okay, dangers ahead. dog is warning, warning master. But look at that sun and look at the joy. I am here. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. And what are these obstacles that have been presented here in my life? What are they here to teach me, to show me, to help me reach my destination, to reach my purpose, to reach my calling, to reach and connect with understanding of who I am and knowing myself? It's just an awesome thing. It's just awesome. It's beautiful. So when you have those times, go listen to some of them people, some of the most successful people. And again, parents, grandparents, whatever, people that that you feel like, well, you can closer connect to, but listen to their stories, honey. And some of these stories are simply amazing. The people, the resilience, of the human being and of the human mind, to me, is just like, it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Okay. So, you may feel like, hey, despite all these things, I'm still going to love myself. When this thinking comes in, now let me get that together, so on and so forth, like we already went over. Okay. And you may have decided, with no need for me to sink here with this Four of Swords. No need for me to sink. No need for me to stay down. I'm going to pick myself up. Okay. And I'm not going to accept anything that is not going to serve me, that is going to lessen me. Okay. That is not true, and it's not reciprocal. Okay. I'm not going to, ain't no wrong with good times now, but I'm not going to waste my time and just be in that mode of, let me go out here and just party it up and look for fun and destroy myself and overindulge is what I'm trying to say. Because we want to have we want to have some play too. Okay, but and you may have realized that you had to sacrifice some things here to get to this place of, with this Ace of Wands upright, self-empowerment. That is all in our own hands. No one can give us that. No one can give us self-empowerment. I can do all things, through Christ. Christ consciousness here, Christ, okay, which strengthens me. Okay. For with God, okay, that dwells within and without the power, okay, ye are gods. Okay, this is what the scriptures tell us. Okay, with God, nothing shall be impossible. Okay, let me, keep on going here. Determined to what? Win at all costs. You were determined here to win for you, not about nobody else. There ain't no competition with nobody else and defeat nobody else. That's not the purpose. That's not our purpose here. Okay, but to win at all costs, to get to that 10 of Pentacles. Okay, home, hearth and home, what it is that you want for your life, living in your purpose. Okay, and I honestly feel that when we are in alignment, even the material realm must align with us. And it takes some time to get there. Shit. Yeah. Some moments we there, we get a little bit of Pentacles. Oh, look at this, what I got right here. But then there's some more to go. Okay, align a little bit more. Ooh, look at this. What the universe has gifted me. You understand what I'm saying? All right, but again, not accepting any kind of selfish love or small love here. And then I feel too, not being greedy, not just being focused just on the material realm. Okay, but also here in a 10 of Pentacles upright, as opposed to a King of Pentacles in reverse, just ain't got nothing at all, because you didn't let yourself just fall by the wayside and say, well, yeah, I'm just gonna give up. I'm just a hot mess. No. Okay. All right. And taking action. And it might have been, just a little bit of action, but that's okay. We, even a child, when they learn to walk, they take small steps until they learn to run here. Okay. You may have people that want to work with you, okay, or people that are working with you, people that admire you, okay, again, want to work with you, building, knowing that, hey, I can't do this alone. None of us are an island, okay? We are all interdependent, not codependent, but interdependent upon one another, okay? Anything else here for the collective? Hmm. I want to say, like I said, I heard one reader talk about this Six of Swords, talking about that child there, and this woman here protecting her inner child. Yes, that, okay, coming in contact and in tune with your inner self, your inner child, protecting yourself, but also walking away from things that, you didn't succumb to, well, let me just steal and lie and manipulate. That's how it's got to be in this world, dog eat dog world. Okay, and we'll see how long that lasts. No, taking a honest route and really being in tune and honest with self once again. Okay. Yeah. I don't like the way those fell out. Okay. Good look. Being truthful here with yourself. Hey, honest with yourself. Okay. And calling to yourself what it is that you want, or what it is that you want to build, and who you are. All right. Let me see anything else. I'm hearing stay in this energy and stay in your power. Stay empowered. To be the empowered being that you are. Look at this, baby. 10 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles upright. 10 of Cups upright. Being honest and truthful with yourself. And I'm hearing not neglecting yourself, but focusing in on yourself, your truth, your destiny, who you are, why you're here. And again, not lying and manipulating and worried about other people, being in competition with other people, okay? And all of that thing, which ain't going to do nothing but lead to a tower. You avoided that. Okay? It's not about, and here's your justice. I'm hearing God grants you justice. Okay? Look at this. With this Wheel and the Fortune upright, okay? Okay. And I feel like, I am really here, and stay focused in on the self with this Moon card upright. You don't need to tell anybody your business, okay, about what it is you got, etc., etc. You write a book. You understand what I'm saying? If you want to share your testimony. Okay. And I also feel like you did this with yourself, by yourself. Now, I'm not saying maybe you didn't get some counseling or anything like that, but you weren't looking to others, okay, for, trying to lean on anyone else. That can be a hard thing in this world. Not leaning on others, but if you go to lean on others, you're not going to find yourself. You're not going to connect with yourself. You're not going to align with yourself. It is a journey that you have to walk alone. There's nothing wrong with support. I'm not saying that not to have support. Yes, have that support, but it is an inward journey that we all must take here. Okay, an inward journey, being gentle here, kind, loving, nurturing with yourself. And I feel like that's exactly what you did, okay? Or if you're in the midst of that, that's exactly what you need to do, okay? From the Gaia Oracle deck here, what do we have for the collective? This card shuffling crazy tonight. Look at this. A hidden gift. 9. The life path number might be 9. Sadness and ending. But what? A new beginning. I'll read that one first. I'm hearing God is proud of you. The angel feature on this card reflects the sadness that you feel at present or may experience sometime in the coming weeks. Something you cherish has or may come to an end soon. It is human nature to fear change and be saddened when something we love or are emotionally attached to ends. However, this card has a positive side. It reminds you that every ending heralds a new beginning. This is simply a law of nature. Nothing is ever truly lost. Things simply transform. There it is. Okay? New beginnings are, so you might have gone through this in the past, you might be going through it now, and you might go through it here in the near future, okay, or in the future. Nothing is ever truly lost. Things simply transform. New beginnings are in store for you, brighter and lighter than ever. There is a hidden gift attached to this event. When the timing is right, you will receive a precious gift, either in the form of positive news, a new revelation, or an unexpected turn of events that turns out to be in your favor. Whatever it turns out to be, it will without a doubt warm your heart and fill you with joy. In the meantime, be aware of the love that surrounds you. Allow it into your heart and trust. The universe is guiding events to unfold in a way that is for your highest good. Affirmation: I trust that all is unfolding for my highest good. Love and light fill my heart. I give thanks for the blessings I receive. Every ending marks a new beginning. All lives eternal. All lives, eternally in my heart. And the first one here, Tree of Life. Okay. Creativity, fertility, destiny, magical blessings. Let's see what we have here. Your life path number might be 1. The magical tree depicted in this image is and it could represent new beginnings, okay? The magical tree depicted in this image is symbolic of your life's journey. Having matured and grown strong through the changing seasons and cycles of life, you have now reached a stage of creative abundance. Your roots firmly planted in the fertile soil of your dreams and imagination, you are now ready to fulfill your destiny. A new creative cycle begins, one infused with your love and all the wisdom that you have gained through your life to date. The struggle is over. From now on, you will achieve greater... Look at that. The struggle is over, baby. Okay? I'm just reading and it hit me. Boom. The struggle is over. From now on, you will achieve greater results than ever before. And you will do this with grace, poise, and ease. All your past experiences, all the knowledge you have gained, and all your previous work now all come together to serve a higher, more heartfelt purpose. This is a period in which you truly are the master of your own destiny. You are the master of your own destiny. A time where anything you would truly love to achieve or create is possible. Affirmation: I am the master of my own destiny. All I truly desire, I create. All I create through love. All I create is for the higher good of all. I am truly blessed and grateful for all the abundance in my life. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful read. I certainly hope that resonated with someone out there. I ask that you all like, share, and subscribe. For those who have subscribed to my channel, who have not subscribed to my channel but you watch my videos, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, thumbs up, comment, come over, see what's happening here at I Am the Monad Tarot. You all have favor. Peace.